Yo, welcome to my channel Ward Draws a Lot. Obviously I'm Ward, or I wouldn't have named it Ward Draws a Lot. Today I face one of my many art fears, which is gouache. Anything within the water world of art I stay away from because I don't know how to control that. But then, as always, the word of wisdom was like, how you know you can't control it unless you don't try. So shut your ass up and pick up that paintbrush. And that's exactly what I did. So I bought these a while ago, and I actually swatched them when I bought them because I was like, alright, we're gonna do this. But the swatching took me so long that I was like, I kind of want to stay away from this now because I'm tired. So I did. I drew this guy here in advance because I wanted to just put something down on the paper and have myself excited to color it, but I high-key wish I did him in marker instead. So for any of you genuinely curious, this is what the Arteza tube of gouache looks like. This isn't a review, but if some of you are actually curious as to what it looks like and want to know, that's basically what it is. Okay, so I took a little amount of the paint and I put it within this paint palette because I didn't want to just go in to the drawing and discover how it feels like when I have no idea how to use it. So I just took my paintbrush from there and I kind of messed around with the paint consistency to see how little water and how much water I needed to get a more opaque or less opaque feel. I used red specifically because I feel like red is always the easiest to see when it comes to stuff like this, or at least that's what I feel like. Now I have like no prior knowledge of this stuff at all. The most I've ever used of watercolor in my life was when I was like a kid, like 5-6 years old, playing with those Crayola watercolor dollar kits, but that's all I literally know. Okay, so after I familiarized myself with it, I picked out my colors that I thought would go well together for this piece, which they weren't too bad, the colors, it's just I sucked at using them. Okay, so let's actually go into how I use them. Okay, first actually let's describe the overall experience. It wasn't bad. I'm not very confident with watercolors because the consistency of paint to water like ratio it's not there. There is no consistency. You'll use too much or too little and you don't know what color you're gonna end up mixing, or you're gonna need more of whatever just to compensate, and my brain doesn't like that. That's like a big no-no because I have this problem where I like to be in control all the time, especially when it comes to my art supplies. I think that's just like a huge thing for me because then I know what I'm doing. But if it's a field of unknown, then I'm like, yeah bro, I'm out. I don't want to do this because it's almost stressful for me when I don't know the situation of how it's going to come out versus when I know exactly what's going to happen. I think that's also why I like markers so much. It's because the control, for me anyway, is so much easier. Like I know which color I'm placing down, how much I have to blend for it, but I'm not giving myself the time to almost know how to use gouache because it took me about 2 to 3 years to learn markers, but this is only my first time doing gouache. For the final result, it's not bad, or at least not too bad, because I did ruin the paper a lot when I was going in and blending because I know I over blended in a lot of areas, and next time I'll stay a little bit wary of that. And maybe part of the experience of why I didn't do so well is because of the paper. I was using watercolor paper instead of gouache paper. I don't know if gouache paper even exists, honestly, but I would think that they have much heavier paper for one than for the other. Another problem I had, and like this kept happening when I was drawing, or painting actually, was that no matter what layer I let sit there for how long, or if it looked dry, if I just came back in again with more water, it reactivated the layer under it, causing it to kind of come back up and like mix in with the paintbrush, even though I tried separating them. So I had that difficulty a lot. And the thing is like that never really happens with marker. It can to a degree, but for the most part, it stays there on the paper where you put it. There's no like changing it or anything. If anything, you'd have to grab a new piece of paper if you really wanted to change that area and redo the whole drawing. This is a little bit more forgiving to a degree where you could just go on top of it with another color and then hopefully fix it up the way you want it to be fixed. But I don't like that. Again, that stems from the whole I don't have any control doing this because water just reactivates with water. But even though I had a lot of hardships doing this, it was fun. I liked the idea of painting again because I used to do a lot of acrylic paint, but then I stopped because I just wanted to practice markers more. I think I would definitely do this again, probably on thicker paper or better paper, but I don't want to buy better paper yet until I can get a hang of this right now. Another thing I would probably keep myself from doing is lining it, because liners didn't like going on top of the paint. I think the paint was probably too thick and the liners were like, whoa, hold on bro, don't do this to me. So yeah, I'll give that a try again next time. Overall, it's not that bad, and I think I might try and do it again. So yeah, thanks for watching, and remember, I love you. Bye.